Hello, I'm Christopher McGee with the Moore Society Incorporated, the non-profit organization dedicated to cultural and education of Black Americans. Our first video, of course, was about the Moore Society, defining the organization, its purpose, and its plans. Then, of course, we went into the different institutions underneath its umbrella. This recording is continuing that process. This video focuses on Moore Society's the African and Black American Renaissance Organization. Quote, culture is a system of traditions and customs, but ethnicity is about blood. Now, the African and Black American Renaissance was, it was inspired by the Renaissance Festival, the Scarborough Festival. These organizations are built to recreate European Renaissance period, and it's designed to create a social and interactive experience for the attendants. The food they eat, the drinks, how they dress, walk, and talk, the arts and crafts, the entertainment is all meant to take the attendees back in time and give them a first-hand experience of what it was like back then. The first time I went, I couldn't help but to wonder what a beautiful thing it would be if we as Black Americans had an African and Black American Renaissance Festival where you could go and see the different ethnic groups. Just walk among the different organizations and learn everything from the Zulus to the Egyptians and see firsthand their headdresses, their clothing, to see their dances, to learn about their rituals, taste their foods and their beverages, and just get a much needed hands-on experience on what our African culture, collective African cultures have to offer. That was the inspiration. This institution, it is a co-ed community of Black American men and women, but where all the other organizations focus on academics and professionals. This one focuses specifically on Black American artists, Black American craftsmen. These people will work to maintain the organization, to create prosperity, strength, and unity within the Moore Society community. This organization of Black American men and women who will operate mentor programs for young people who wish to learn all they can about becoming good artists and craftsmen. How to make paper, how to make tools, weapons, how clothing, deodorants, candles, lotions, homemade, very fine, very unique, very expensive type of things that you would go to the department store and pay an arm and a leg for. Learn how to create it at home, how to make candles and things of that nature. To be able to get our young people together, get the tools and resources and the material, let them create things with their own hands, and then create a festival where people can come out, see it, try these products, and even purchase them, and teach our young people a much needed education and being self-reliant in our ability to produce for ourselves. The program will focus on vocational education with religious and non-religious purposes, focus on community safety and security, and the general business of producing arts and crafts in the black community. Their goal will be to ensure the quality of goods are produced and quality services are provided to be respected of our members of our community. So this program is going to be a very big deal for people of all ages, and it'll give everybody who participates hands-on experience in learning more about our people. Now, the second organization we'll discuss will be the Moore Society's The Sacred Circle of African American Elders. The quote, "A people without history is like a tree without roots." Now, this institution was first introduced in the original recording about the Moore Society. Scratch the surface on each one. This one here, it is a historical society of elder men, black men and women, who are committed to the preservation of the different eras of black American history in different cities and in their county areas. There have been many changes to the city's landscape. Communities, parks, freeways, business districts have received major facelifts at one time or another. In cities where they've changed the names of streets, they've changed the names of schools, they've torn down communities and revamped them, putting up new shopping malls and things of that nature. It's gotten to a point where in a lot of your larger cities, you'd be hard-pressed to find the restaurant that your grandparents went to when they were dating, the church where your great-grandparents married. You would have a difficult time going and seeing the ice cream parlor or the lake where they used to court. So many large cities are erasing history. They're tearing down the old and rebuilding the new and rerouting highways and freeways and everything. It's gotten to the point to where there's no history. Everything is here and now. Well, this historical society would be dedicated to going to different cities and pulling up maps from 1900, 1925, 1950, 1975, and the year 2000, and mapping out those communities that are historically black. That is Freedman's Town, communities created right after slavery for black Americans, and then those communities that became predominantly black over time. And the idea is to sit down with our elders and rebuild, reconstruct models of these communities and learn firsthand about the churches and the people who founded them, the communities and the challenges they faced, the first black business owners, the type of businesses they ran, the goods and services they provided, and getting some insight into who and what we are and have been over the last 100 to 125 years. A lot of these, your baby boomers are passing away, and they are taking with them a lifetime of information, a wealth of knowledge that we need for ourselves, our children, and our grandchildren. The Sacred Circle of African American Elders is meant to be that historical society. We want to get these men and women and let them give us first-hand accounts of what it was like from everything from hearing Frederick Douglass, W.B. Du Bois, to watching Muhammad Ali fight his first fights, first-hand information about stores and communities and businesses, that all of the things that shape our black American community. Yeah. The changes that have been made, it's hard for new generations to understand and share the lives of the people before them. It is often difficult for new generations to appreciate the experiences, hard work, and accomplishments of the people before them. Rebuilding a historical version of the black American community in places like Dallas, Fort Worth, or Houston areas to reflect different periods in our history will give our elders a roadmap and a model to teach the current history of African American life. Okay, elders will give their life stories with the aid of Moore Society historians, and those stories will be professionally recorded and possibly published. We will be able to record genuine stories of war and military life, social and political movements, changes in the business community, as well as personal accounts of celebrity interactions. All of this information and much more will quickly become a very valuable asset to the members of the Moore Society. Both of these institutions, the Sacred Circle of African American Elders and the African and Black American Renaissance Organization, are all about creating interactive experiences with our immediate past. It means educating ourselves and our children about the who and what we are based on who and what we were. I'm looking forward to working with those who have a passion for exploring and understanding our world, the world in which we've grown and lived. And I think we have a lot of work to do, and we got a lot of beautiful things to explore. Now, the last organization, I was going to wait and make a separate recording for it, but I won't. I'll tie that in too, and this is the last one. This is number 12, the Moore Society, the Moore's family. Now, royalty consists not in vain pomp, but in great virtue. The Moore Society, the Moore family. This organization is kind of a throwback to the royal families of great nations in the past. The Moore's family is an organization, theater group, designed to promote the advancement of African American culture. As the members of Moore Society gather information to help a greater Moors community establish better components of culture and better understanding of our cultural diversity, this theatrical program will communicate our social and cultural change. This theater group and its programs are designed to operate as a form of street theater. Men, women, and children will perform at different social engagements to demonstrate the proper dress manner of a Moore member and his or her family. The performances will serve as an example of how African American of high culture and pop culture should behave in different social situations. Like the royal families of ancient societies, the theater group will represent the civic virtues, social classes, and community polities of Moore Society Incorporated. What inspired this organization are places like Great Britain and the royal family, how the Queen and Kings and the Prince of Wales, and how these people in that society seem to represent the creme de la creme of what British culture is all about. These people are like a living, breathing testament to their history of cultural refinement for their people. So the Moore's family is meant to be that royal family, that model. As other organizations that are part of the Moore Society community gather information and improve our understanding, this institution and its programs will be modified to reflect advancements in our plans to celebrate the legacy of our African and African American families. This institution, as well as the others, will be working in tandem to give shape to this institution and help us build a refined culture that will hopefully bring about a great deal of advancements in terms of a community cohesiveness. This has been a pleasure. Okay. Now, I've got other videos coming. Keep your eyes open for the making of a more man, more woman, the making of a more family, and different videos like that. I'll be looking forward to communicating more and more about the organization. Keep your eyes open for future recordings. Thank you.